Okay, what's up, guys? So, we are just a few hours after the Hungarian Grand Prix qualifying session, which was very interesting, unique in that way that in Hungary it's usually not very wet like this, and the conditions are usually very sunny, and the drivers have to deal with huge temperatures, but this time they had to deal with huge, appalling rain. So you can see that trying to be replicated on the gameplay right there, and so let's discuss how the qualifying went. Now on the screen you can see the results of the qualifying session. So Nico Rosberg came first, Hamilton second, Daniel Ricciardo third, Max Verstappen fourth, Sebastian Vettel fifth, sixth was Carlos Sainz, seventh was Fernando Alonso, eighth was Jenson Button, ninth was Nico Hulkenberg, and 10th was Valtteri Bottas. Now the qualifying results are actually very interesting, as I'm sure many of you would agree. And firstly, the biggest, uh, well, maybe interest or shocking factor was that Nico Rosberg came in first in the last lap, and also the same lap Hamilton was running the first sector. I think he ran like 3 tenths faster than before, so Hamilton would have gotten pole position 100% if he was able to complete his lap in racing, maybe not racing but in qualifying mode. I don't know how to say, but like he was stopped because of a yellow flag, and also the yellow flag was on while Rosberg was still passing the same sector. The yellow flag was on, however he did not slow down, although when he reached the car in front of him, which was Carlos Sainz, I think, when he overtook him, the yellow flag was off already, but there was no green flag. Of course, his lap, as till now, I think it's valid, and he's gonna start off pole position tomorrow. I think that's gonna stay, and no one's really gonna change the qualifying results. And moving on to, well, let's take it a little bit more in a chronological order. I started off at the very end, but let's begin at the very beginning. So at the qualifying was delayed by I think 40 or 50 minutes at the beginning. Then I think it was the safety car went out, and it was delayed another 10 minutes or so, and the qualifying started. I think the drivers could put in only a few laps, maybe like 3 or 4, or maybe something maximum 5 laps, but it was very short time. It was a very short time, and afterwards they red flagged the qualifying because the rain started falling down like crazy. It was raining cats and dogs, how the saying would be. But yeah, so the conditions were very bad, so that's why they red flagged the race. And by that time the standings were very different. The Force Indians were in 1-2, and basically the Mercedes were in the last 2 positions, I think. And yeah, it was something like that. However, then the rain stopped a little, the safety car went out again. I think they delayed it at another 10 more minutes, and then the qualifying session began after those 10 minutes. um, I think that qualifying really nothing. Wait, no, I think that qualifying was where Marcus Ericsson, that time he crashed out, and he broke one of his wheels off, not sure which one, but he damaged his car, and then the qualifying session was delayed, red flagged, and then delayed, I think around 10 minutes again. And afterwards the rain was really stopping, and some of the racers went out on green tires, on alternate tires, and that is when Felipe Massa I think it was right? I think he was before Rio Haryanto. I'm not sure, but then one of those sessions, Rio Haryanto and Felipe Massa hit a patch of water and they crashed out. Felipe Massa, uh, I'm not sure which turn it was, but it's right after, like when the track goes up and to the left. Not sure which turn that is. I'm sorry. I do apologize for that. Um, but right after there, he caught. Actually, I don't think it was water. I think he just went on the curbs and his right rear tire lost complete traction and he hit the wall, broke his front left wheel, and that was qualifying over for him. Then I think it was red flag then, and Rio Haryanto, the next time the session was restarted, he crashed out after the chicane somewhere, like the next two turns or something after the chicane. He crashed out there, and yeah, so by that time, I think it was red flagged again when he crashed out. So basically, Marcus Ericsson, um, whom else? Marcus Ericsson, Rio Haryanto, and Felipe Massa were out because all of them crashed. And I'm not sure what happened to Verline, but he just didn't go out. Maybe it was a technical uh, problem or something. I didn't really look after it, but yeah, he didn't go out on track if I remember correctly. So and once that was red flagged, I think they had still some time remaining of around 7 minutes in that session, and those once the session was restarted, the results were very interesting, since the track was drying up by that time. I think the drivers even had slicks on. I'm pretty sure they had slicks on, and well, the times were changing really quick because of the tire temperatures. Every lap, the drivers could go around 2 seconds faster than their previous lap. So, whoever got the chance to finish last would bring the best lap. So that's why the results in qualifying 10 and the standings in the top 10 right now are so different. Because obviously some racers just had the better time to come in. Their tires were of in a higher temperature, in a better working conditions. That's why the results were what they are. Like Kimi Raikkonen, Sergio Perez, they both couldn't get into the top 10. However, McLaren got into the top 10 easily, and Carlos Sainz got into qualifying 10, which it shouldn't be really a big surprise, but being in the top 10, and especially as he qualified, I'm not sure in which spot, but I think it's in 6th place. It's a very good position for him. And so some drivers got lucky of that. Now in the gameplay we're approaching the end of, towards the end of this track, so I have to wrap this discussion, analysis, or I don't know how you call this, but to wrap this up. So the qualifying was very interesting. We've seen a few mistakes like Ricardo and Vettel clipping the curbs on the way out of the last corner before the finish line, and hitting that huge puddle of water, and almost Ricardo and Vettel almost lost control of their cars. So that was very dangerous there. But well, everything went fine, and we were lucky to see such a great qualifying session. It was really an interesting one, and let's hope the race is gonna be probably in better conditions. I really hope for better conditions, and let's hope that the race is gonna be just as interesting as the qualifying session was today. So leave your predictions for tomorrow, and also tell me what conditions do you like to watch more: wet conditions or stormy conditions like today in qualifying, or very clear and dry conditions like usually it is in Hungary, when it's very high temperatures and the drivers have to try and manage the temperatures of their tires and their brakes. So thank you guys for watching, and I will make another video after the race tomorrow, and I hope you enjoy tomorrow's race and have a good time. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.